This playthrough is rated T for teen.
I need an adult! She is an adult. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Breath of Fire 2. In the last episode, Tapeta asked us to help him out, so we went to the witch's tower and we found out a crazy lady that just loves everyone, especially men. And we gotta take her out. The witch Nimufu, or sorry, that's the other translation. The original translation is Nympho. Well, for the original concept for it, but anyway, let's fight her off. So, one of the interesting things about the Dragon Whelp abilities, which I'm going to use for this fight, is that you use your max AP. If you use it at max AP, whatever it is, it'll do 256 damage. Now, the way you could spam the rest of the fights in the game is to basically max out reuse AP every turn, just keep using the dragon abilities, and you could probably just end up taking out bosses really fast. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to only do it once, use up his AP, and then fight normal, but I just want a little bit of an edge, so that way we don't make it too easy. So let's end up using Fire Whelp here, and then just end attack, Lin attack, and then Nina, since Nympho is not well, either one works. Since she's highly magic resistant, straight up magic damage won't do a lot. However, she's weirdly resistant or weak against Status Affliction, so we can use Slow and Blunt on her. Nympho has 550 HP, 128 AP, 62 attack, 40 defense, 45 agility. She's level 20. Oh, she's only attacking me, huh? She's got 0 magic, and she's not weak or strong at anything. She has a 3 in 32 chance to drop a Wizard's Ring, a 1 in 32 chance to drop a Fire Ring. Yeah, now we'll go first. Now that here's the Dragon Whelp. Yeah, we'll go first now that Slow worked on her. She drops 400 experience, 200 Zenny. Yeah, look at that damage. Holy crap. She has a 1 in 64 chance to defend, 193 out of 256 to use an ability, 63 out of 256 to attack, and her ability can be 1 in 4 chance to cast Spark, which is the fire spell, 1 in 4 to do Thunder, which is Jolt, 1 in 4 to do Sweet Breath, which can put you to sleep, and then she got 1 in 4 chance to cast Cure on herself. Alright, we're just going to attack now. And since we slowed her, we'll go first, so if she ever does like her Jolt ability, we'll I'm gonna do Blunt just because she does kind of sometimes attack us. So because why not? Yeah, see, all the status afflictions worked on her. And if anyone gets Sweet Breath, you know, you can always just well, I'm getting pretty lucky here. If we get Sweet Breath, all we have to do is just let's see, how's her... Oh, her AP's almost out. Let's use Cyclone so that way, because if you have 0 AP when you use the Spirit ability, you'll heal 24 AP instead of 16 like you normally would. Unless we finish her off before then. Ah, there we go. Wow, she didn't even cast any of the nastier spells on me, so... Well, there you go. Why? But why? I never lost to anybody before. Why me, the most beautiful witch in the land, and not a suitor in our name? No one but the hideous slimy toad. Ah. Okay, you can stop crying now. Wait, didn't you like put all these people to stone and everything like that? Should we really feel bad for you? You win. The spell of the frog can be broken by the kiss of a fair maiden. Now please leave me be. Yeah, okay, I guess that's just how it is. Yeah, that's it. That's all we're done with this place, so yeah, she's done. And everyone's released from their spells. She's like the old fairy tale of a princess trapped in a tower by an evil sorcerer. I wonder if she'll ever understand that she's the captor in the story too? Probably not. Usually girls like that don't ever take responsibility for their actions. Okay, they all say the same thing. I know some of the characters say something different, but not all of them. A lot of them will repeat themselves. Okay, before we leave this place, because there are still monsters in here, we want to find one of those that got turned to stone. So let's wiggle our way through this place. We'll have to cut out, because there's still going to be like enemies and stuff like that in here. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, can't you just cast exit to get out of here? Because that's what that spell does. No, for whatever reason, we cannot exit this dungeon specifically. I don't know why. You got me, viewers. So yeah, we actually have to physically walk out of this place. Ugh. Oh well. It's actually not that bad, but... I got hit by one of those wizards. Did some damage to me. Actually, I could probably just... Well... Yeah, we'll use Rejuvenate, why not? Yeah, so you can just leave the tower by walking out the entrance here. However, I'm not quite want to leave yet, so let me go back in here. Let's see, I think this person says something. Talk about a petrifying experience. People tell me I have a chiseled appearance, but I don't care for getting turned into objet d'art. I think objet d'art. I think that's how you pronounce it in French. It's been forever since I studied French, so you have to sue me. She's okay. I was about to say I thought one of the guys said something different, but no. We actually want to. There's one person who got turned to stone we want to find, so let's go up. We want to go back to that spider area again. Although I probably could have just gone down. There was actually a drop point somewhere that could have gotten to that a little bit quicker. I could be running. Alright, Lynn gained level and Sten got cursed. Dang it. Oh well. Alright, Ryu and Sten gained a level from that battle. Yeah, just more flies. At least it didn't curse me this time. But anyway. Yeah, let's go over here. Man, this game with its just random. Anyway, yeah, go back in here, go into this room. Because I skipped this last time, so. Because there was a... Yeah, the flies cursed Nina. Stop cursing me. And yeah, anyway, if we go over here, we meet this girl here. What am I doing here? Well, that's right. I got into a fight with Nympho at the top, and I think she turned me to stone, I think. Well, that explains how stiff I'm feeling. Oh, so you're the one who's broke the spell, are you? Pleased to meet you. I'm Sesso, the water shaman. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go find Granny, my sister Sonamo. Who knows what kind of trouble they've gotten into while I was gone. Wait, let me use the extra spell. No! Alright, yeah. She teleports back to Townsend with the old lady and everything like that. So I'll meet you outside the tower. So. Alright, you know we got a new enemy here. I'll show this off. Bomb Seed and then Drauseum or whatever. We never fought these guys on the outfield. I'm almost near Tapetas anyway. I decided to go just straight to Tapetas instead. So, well, there you go. Alright, I think in the original version this is pollen. The Bomb Seed is pollen, and I believe the Drauseum is stamen. The pollen has 69 HP, 30 AP, 50 attack, 63 or 23 defense, 63 agility, level 25, 0 magic, is weak to ice, resistant to fire, has a 1 in 28 chance to drop a life pie, 97 experience, 18 zenny drop. He can either, depending on what his abilities are, he has a build-up ability, which if he is, he'll just attack. If he doesn't have a build-up abilities, he'll 204 chance to do build-up. He has a 164 chance to defend, 223 out of 256 to attack, and then 33 out of 256 in ability, which is either Spark at 3 or 4 chance, or Flame, which is a 1 in 4 chance, which is just the stronger version. And then we've got Stamen, which is has 183. Actually, let me start fighting them. We'll just do Frost. And then Stamen has 163 HP, or 183 HP, sorry. 10 attack, 62 defense, 27 agility, or 62 attack, 27 agility. 62 attack, 27 defense, 48 agility, level 16. 2 magic, weak to fire, resistant to ice. They have 164 chance to drop a life pie, 64 experience, 32 zenny drop. Yeah, it's almost here. I'm gonna ignore that because dang it, game. Anyway, let's see, 164 chance to defend, 127 out of 256 to attack, and 129 out of 256 to cast Sweet Breath. But anyway, I'm not gonna do hunting anymore because I don't need it anymore because we're about to get. Probably today, I'm gonna show you off a a money trick that will basically take care of our money for the rest of the game. Hey, Tapea, I took care of the witch lady you were stalking, or she was stalking you. I don't know. It's questionable at best.
Ah, it is so. The kiss of a young mademoiselle will set me free of this deplorable curse. Then, as you say, give me your best shot. S'il vous plaît.
Okay. Oh, right. So you can't do it with Ryu, huh?
No. The kiss of a monsieur is quite ill-suited to break in this coast, no? It must be a mademoiselle, certain you know of one.
So you could either do Nina or Cat there. They have pretty similar dialogue, but I'm gonna use Cat just because I think it's funny to have her do it.
Ah, you found quite a fair young mademoiselle indeed. A kiss from her will shatter this curse all to pieces, no? It's no big deal. All I have to do is puck up and plant one on him.
Nina says, oh, I guess I'll do it if I have to. And she says, well, turn around. Basically, so.
Right, puck her up and plant one on him easy. Here I go. Wish me luck. Yeah!
I choose Cat just because it's funnier with her. Then Nina's all prim and proper about it, but Cat just goes all in on it.
Oh, ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Why is doing that making him explode? Alright, time to see what's... wait, you're still a frog, though. Huh?
Ah, très bien, très bien. Now that was a guess to make history. Bonjour, ladies and gentle friends, and merci beaucoup. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jean-Louis Abbé de Tepeta. His Royal Highness of Fort-Nejour. Now, shall we be going? I must invite you all to see the place I call home. It has the most splendid view of the lake. As a matter of fact, it is right in the middle of the lake. The people would be most happy to have their beloved prince home safe and sound. But of course, the saviors would also receive, how you say, the royal welcome.
Anyway, with that, Tepeta joins the party. So, not really the biggest fan of Tepeta, unfortunately. He's a pretty good tank in terms of defense, but that's really all he's got with him. Because he's slow, his spell list isn't super impressive, and he doesn't do a ton of damage. But I want to show off what his abilities are really quick. So, we'll just... yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's put Tepeta out in the front. Or Jean, depending on which version you're playing as. I gotta show off his status afflictions there. Yeah, he's got, like I said, decent defense overall. He uses swords as well. In this case, he has the rapier. Spell-wise, right now he gets speed. He also gets heal, I believe. But since speed is bugged in this game, that's basically kind of worthless for Tepeta. So now we could go to his castle. Meanwhile, we could go to his castle, but we're not going to do that this episode. We're going to save that for next episode. Because, as you can see here, our town has started. Not completed, started. And the carpenter did his job. Hey, check it out, it's done. So now, the game doesn't straight out say it. Ryu's hideout is transformed. Ryu's hideout is transformed into a full-fledged town. With 3 buildings? Okay. But now, the game doesn't straight out tell you this, but we can now hire tenants for the town. And depending on which tenant you get, you'll get special... they'll give you a special ability. But anyway, if you press the Y button, yeah, Tepeta can just jump over the, all over the world, and you don't get attacked, unlike Rand. Whoops. Unlike Rand, who, gets attacked if he gets hit. Tepeta stays out like this, but, oh yeah, here's a little trick there. If you don't want to go through the port again, you can just have him jump over the thing there, so save you a little bit of time. Never mind, I made a mistake. Tepeta does get attacked. I was thinking of something else. My bad. I just plumb forgot. Now the thing is, we could start hiring tenants here. There is one here in this town we could hire, but the thing is, you actually lose out on some treasure if you go back to Townsend and check the houses after that. What's in that house actually changes, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go back to Townsend. And yeah, we're just gonna put Rand in the group, so we can actually roll in there. I'm gonna head back to Townsend, go grab all the treasure there, and then we'll start hiring tenants. So I'll be right back after we get back to Townsend. Alright, we're back in Townsend now after doing all that walking. Yeah, this part of the game requires quite a bit of backtracking. How fun! But anyway, let's go into these buildings here and get the treasure. Alright, here we get some charcoal. What? I believe it's a useless item. I don't think it actually does anything. Yeah, it's burnt to a crisp. It's part of a failed cooking item. So I'll go over cooking here in a moment. But yeah, it's basically worthless. You can drop it or whatever, or sell it for like a zenny, I think. Anyway, here we get some wisdom fruit. That's the 100 AP thing. We'll save that for later. This does not have anything in it. And then what's in this place? Ooh, a little bar here. I'll go over what's this here in a moment. Alright, let's actually show off. Actually, let's get some dialogue. Because after every major event, people have different dialogue you can talk to them about. You must have done the carpenter a good turn or two for him to go this much trouble. This place is a lot of palace. Oh. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think of this fusion business. But if it means I get to be combined with a cute chick like Sanemo, I think I'll take the risk. I'll show you what he's talking about here in a minute.
Hey Ryu, our little village is getting bigger and bigger. Maybe one day it'll be a major megalopolis. Did I really just say that?
That sounds like a big word for you there, Lynn. Let's see. Yeah, let's go talk to Nina. Forgot, you're the first door, aren't you? Yeah.
If this town gets big enough, everyone in the world's gonna know about it. Maybe even your dad might come here.
My dad? Oh yeah. I forgot there was a plot about you know, having a dad that would you know, we're trying to find. Yeah, it's almost like that's not a big deal or something like that.
You owe me one for this meal. Whatever that old Biddy's hawking, better be able to give away my room.
Oh yeah, I guess it was the same dial. Oh yeah, Jean. Let's see. Forgot which room you go in. Yeah, you joined the party. I almost forgot. Like I said, I tend not to use Jean very often, or Tapeta very often, so I actually generally forget he's a party member sometimes. I forgot which room he's in. He's in one of these rooms. There you are, Tapeta.
Are you leaving me behind? Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. I do not accompany. If I do not accompany you, you cannot cross the river and lakes in your path. Take me with you, s'il vous plaît.
You have to. If you want to go to his house, you have to have him with you. So you can't go into his castle without him. He is required. Oh yeah, let's swap out our party members. Yeah. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter at that point, so. Just want to show off what they... Because sometimes they'll have different dialogue if they're in the active party.
Your town, it is très bien. It is possible that it might rival my own palace?
Maybe. If this town get... Okay, she says... Sometimes people have different dialogue, sometimes they don't. It just really depends. Okay, let's show off this fusion business that Sten was talking about, so... Oh, let's get some more items here. Here we get the defuse orb. What that does, it allows you to get rid of fusions in this game. But why would you do that? You can automatically get rid of fusions by being put in the weakened status. So, anyway. And then here we get some fast food. All right. Clawed arteries, here we come. No, it's a item you can use. It's one of the status boost items in the game, which allows you to, or gives you 1 point of agility. So we might as well get that to Ryu since he's one of the slower of the... Weirdly enough, Ryu is actually kind of slow. Not the slowest party member, but he's slower than... For main party status, he's actually one of the slowest party members next to, you know, whatever. But anyway.
With my new laboratory, I could push the boundaries of fusion further than anyone has ever dreamed. Want to give it a shot, or would you like to hear my lecture on the basics first?
Interesting enough, in the original translation of the game, they mixed this up. They put the teach me option here, and they put the let's get started here. So, or it was something similar to that. So people who wanted to get started, they kept getting put into lecture mode, and they're like, what? I didn't choose that. So yeah. Teach me.
Well, for starters, I'm sure you're already acquainted with Sanemo, the fire shaman. As the title implies, her abilities have to do with the element of fire. But she's not the only shaman in the world with elemental powers. Counting Sanemo, there should be 6 shamans totally wandering around out there for one reason or another. If you can round them up and bring them back here, I can fuse them and you're friends with them as well. When you feel like you need a bit more power, just come here and ask. I can fuse any one of you with up to 2 shamans at a time. Alright, now let's get to fusing. Alright. The only person you can't fuse is Ryu because of his dragon ability. You can undo the fusion. You can also do an index of basically who you've tried to fuse with others, so this saves you some time without having to guess it. But yeah, you can't do Ryu. Oh yeah, I need to put Sten in the party, so let me cancel that. Oh yeah, let's show off the room that we'll be doing the fusions in. Yeah, very catchy music too.
Okay, well, anyway. Let's do our fusions. Might as well put the party, I'm gonna. And if you, whoops, I didn't mean to walk out. If you fuse a person and take them out of the party, they'll still have the fusion until you choose to get rid of that. So. I'll just, oops. No, yeah. Mainly because I'm gonna have to. Okay. Because I'm gonna use rain to get back to the other towns anyway, so, alright. Alright, let's start fusing. Yes, we already know you don't have to go through the whole dialogue again. Thank you. Alright, let's get started. Fusing. Alright, so first fusion, we want to fuse Sten and Sonamo, or Sinamo. Her fusions usually have to deal with an attack stat. Oh, actually, I should show off what stat will change. So, Sten's attack is, see, we got 52, 66, so, okay. I forget that she has a dialogue every single time. Okay. But anyway, let's fuse Sten and Sonamo, or whatever together. We don't want to do a double fusion. That won't really add much to anything. With that, Sten and fusion, ha! To Fire Sten or whatever. Oh yeah, baby, fusion really successful. Look at that, I hardly recognize you. You have your new fusion powers to thank for that. Yeah, so Sten gets a major boost in his attack stat. Look at that, 92 now. Yeah, so he'll do a lot more damage now. Okay, so the other person we want to fuse right now is Nina, because let's see, choose her. Because Sesso, she's water. Her thing is she improves the character's wisdom, which really the Nina's really the only character that would really take advantage of that anyway. So, you know, help her with give her possible magic critting and stuff like that. So. Yeah, unfortunately with her, it doesn't change the actual, like, it doesn't change the actual thing. So, oh well. Yeah, I know you don't look any different for what you did before, but trust me, you're packing a whole lot of heat now, so, alright. Oh, you know what I also forgot to mention off screen? I got levels for Nina, Lynn, and Rand. And Nina got the lightning ability, lightning spell, which is a more powerful version of Jolt. So lightning dance. Nina got, or Lynn, or Kat got the Valhalla spell, but I'll never cast it. Well, I might cast it at the end of the game just to show off her spell list, but she just doesn't get the AP for it, so what can you do? Also, if you can get Tapeta up to level 14, he actually can cast the warp spell. What is Tapeta at right now? The 4 more levels. But yeah, if you get him a level 14, you can learn warp, which will allow us to get around a little bit easier. But right now, he doesn't have those levels, so. And it'll give me a chance to get ran some levels too, because yeah, unfortunately in this game, allies you don't put in your party do not level up the same as everyone else. You have to put them in your active party. Alright, let's start taking people to houses. So first up, I'm going to go to Capitan, because I'm basically working my way the farthest away and then closer to town here. So, alright, I'll meet you back at Capitan. Alright, we're here at back at Capitan, like I said, and we need to hire the next guy here, which is, actually I don't think it's in this house, I don't know why. But, okay, well anyway. Well, Kerr, I don't want to hire you. What are you doing here, you jerk? No, I don't, yeah. He can't, I don't think he can be hired in this house anyway. It has to be in, I think, the expanded houses or whatever. No, that's not the one we want to talk to, so. Oh, whoops. Where am I going? I'm going all over the place, man. I want to go to the inn. What am I doing? I'm running around with the chicken with its head cut off today. Yeesh. Alright, yeah, this is the first guy we want to get. This is the old man, Remington. What, you build a new town somewhere? Please let me set up a shop in your town. Of course. Thank you so much, sir. You don't know what this means to me. I can finally settle down. Now, the reason I'm choosing these specific guys is that it'll set me up for what I want to do in terms of a money situation. And it'll also show you why I chose the carpenter I did. Okay, next person, we need to go back to Windia, so I'll see you there. Alright, there's actually 2 people to get here, but for now we can only get the one of the people for what I actually want to require. So let's go to the weapon shop here. Alright, and we want to get this lady here, Beretta. Really? You've got your own town? I could open my very own store there. Won't you let me come to your town? Of course. Thank you so much. I'll do my best. There is a whole extensive list that people have done of like all the tenants. I'll mention the tenants that you can get over the course of the game and what they actually do. I'm getting the ones that are useful. Because there's quite a few tenants that are just there for fun, which I guess is fine. It's just, but anyway. Alright, we're here at New Haven. Yeah, I forgot to mention that before I left, but you know where we're at. Oh, right. I forgot the doors lock during the day, so let me use the. Whoops. I didn't mean to press Y either. I'll just cut that part down. Alright, we're back at New Haven. Sorry, I forgot to mention I was going to do that. And now we can go in this building. And who lives in here? Well, the next townsfolk. So, Heckler? Yeah, you say you're building a new town? I never would have guessed. Can I come there? I'd love to open a new weapon shop in your town. Of course. Oh, thank you. You just sit down. I'll have the best selection you could ever ask for. All right. So we got the people we need. And before we head back to Townsend, I want to buy some items. How's our inventory looking? Whoops. Although I probably should save it because I'm going to be getting a lot of money here in a moment, so. But I do need to want to add to my inventory what I've got. So let's see, how are we? So I want to buy 7 more healing herbs. Get a full stack of antidotes. I'll buy some more. I'll buy some ammonias later. And then I want to buy 9 conches for what we need. Okay. And then 7 of those. 3 of those. I actually forgot to buy them. Okay. I think that's all I need right now. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I was just taking a look at my notes there, so. Alright, I'll meet you back at Townsend. Alright, we're back, and now that all 3 of the houses have been filled up, we can now expand it. So all we have to do is talk to the carpenter here. Alright, we're not cooking anything right now. Hold on. Come on. Got quite a busy town in your hands now, but you can never have too much of a good thing. Want me to add on to your town some more? Sure, why not? It's big enough. Alright then, let's see here. Tools, materials, labor, the expansion comes out to an even 1,000 zenny. Thank you for your business. I'll get to work right away. It's gonna take a while, so why don't you go do something else while I'm working on the expansion? Don't worry, I'll be done before you know it. Alright, he can do something called cooking, but I'm gonna go over that here in a moment, so. Don't worry, he is a cooking or something. Alright, so what we have to do is basically go back in the town 8 times, and that'll get the town built. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's a case of I mean, I think after a certain story element or a certain amount of story elements, we'll eventually build the town too, but realistically, it's based off how many times you enter the town. That's the fastest known way to figure that out. I believe it's 8 times is when you have to do it. Yeah, unfortunately, there's really. I mean, I guess I could cut to when I do it 8 times, but I just want to show what I'm doing to get to that in the first place. So, and eventually it'll be. There we go. Okay. First of all, let's go get this building will have a item in it. A zenny. Woo! Alright, let me go get one more party member, and that'll back at Townsend, and that'll get our party member. Town folk, and that'll get me set up for what I'm about to do. Alright, back at Townsend. So let's go back in this building again. However, we got a different guy we want to talk to. I'm gonna talk to this guy now. Hans, I heard somebody found a new town somewhere around these parts. I think I must have taken a wrong turn and found through Derby, though. This town looks a bit too well established to be the place.
You look like you're from around here. Could you lead me to the new town? Of course I can. Thanks to that, you've been a big help. Alright, so this is next townsman that we need. So this will set up everything I need to get, let's say, we're gonna cook some, we're gonna cook something. Alright, so now that we're back in the town, now we can go talk to Hans. Oh, wait. He's not in this building. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. I'll show you how the town's grown and everything like that. Yeah, there's Beretta's store. And then, Remington store. And then there's Heckler's store right there. And then Hans's store is this one, I believe. Yeah, okay. He's the one I want for what I initially need. So, yeah, he sells some interesting accessories. He sells an amulet, iron brace, dream jewel. Let's see. Amulet prevents curse. Iron brace increases your defense by a bit. Dream jewel prevents sleep. Wisdom brace increases wisdom. Guts belt for will power. Turbocharges, which what that does is improves your condition to great, which means you have better chances for critting and stuff like that. And ginseng, which boosts your attack power, which is really nice for boss battles. But I want to buy 3 turbocharges and make sure you have those conscious from before, because that'll basically allow me to get what we want. So let's head back to the the carpenter, so he can cook. So, yep. So what we need to do is we need to put the 3 turbocharges. It doesn't matter what order they go in, they just need to be there. And a turbocharge takes up 1 slot, so you can't stack up multiple turbocharges on one thing, so that can really fill up your inventory. Anyway, 3 turbocharges and a conch. And this, well, I don't know if it's this specific combination, but this is the cheaper combination to get what we want. There's like an extensive guide online about the different like methods of cooking and what you can get out of it, because you can get quite a few items out of it. You can get like, I'm not going to do them in the game because that would almost like basically almost defeat the purpose of challenge in this game, because you could basically make a bunch of just stat boosting items, and you could just max out your agility and all this other stuff, so you wouldn't even need strategy at a certain point. So I'm not really going to do it. If you want to, you can. There's plenty of guides online about how to I'll see if I can find a good guide and maybe put in the comments or in the video description maybe. But anyway, if we put these 3 together in a conch, we get, well, the wife cooks, not really him. But anyway, we get gold bricks. What the? How's that work? But anyway, yeah. And we get 2 of them too. So let's make it. And yeah, this, and even with the cost of the conch and the turbocharges, which the turbocharges are like 1,000 or whatever, it easily makes up for the cost of the, by a lot. I'll show you how much you get for gold brick. So, alright, gold bricks sell for 6,000 gold. Yeah. So our money problems are gone now. So yeah, so I'll never, now if I ever have to do anything in the game, I'll basically I'll just grind for cash, or I'll need to grind for experience, but I'll basically just be making bricks all day long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to earn quite a bit of cash, probably earn like maybe 60,000, that might be good for quite a while, and I'll be back after I've made all that money, here in a second. So I'll be back after we Scrooge McDuck it. Alright, we're done cooking up a bunch of gold bricks. I don't know how that works, but alright, let's go buy some equipment with all that. So alright, let's go to Heckler here. He has some nice equipment here. And let's sell the rest of those gold bricks. Show off my let's see. Gold brick, gold brick, gold brick, gold brick. This should cover me for quite a while. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, for now, we want to buy a long sword flame sword for Ryu. Now, I want to have backup weapons that aren't elemental in this game, because they do have to, you still have to do with resistances, even with magical items, but I do want to buy these for, trade as long sword for that. Okay. And then you could get the burn note for Rand if you're using him. Fire ring for Nina. Actually, I already got the fire ring because one of those enemies in Nympho's tower dropped it as a luck. I mean,
I don't need the luck because I could have bought it eventually. But anyway. And then we want to buy a heat staff for Cat. Well, yeah. Oh, right. I just need to buy it. Whoops. And then we want to trade in the magma armor for Sten and Ryu there. And also give them flavor shields. Swap out their Scoochions, whatever. Okay. Now we don't have to deal with that animation of the fish people too while we're doing this too. So, okay. Remington, he's got his own set of armor. Or stuff. So he's got the Fearless, which is a blade for Tapeta. So it's got the... I actually didn't mean to buy that. I was just going to show it off. Yeah, I don't actually... I can just make more gold bricks. It's not really that big of a deal anymore. Yeah, see, if you didn't have a Heckler, you could buy this, but we don't need it. So, although we could buy the... buy that for a rand, but I'm not really going to use them. So, but I do want to buy a Tyrant Sword because it's a good blade that isn't elemental. So this will be a, actually I think it's like a different element. Actually, I'll double check on that. But anyway, it's not a fire elemental sword. So I want to buy that as a backup for Ryu when I want to swap out, like when we're fighting fire bosses and stuff like that. All right, Bretta. Now she's interesting because her inventory actually changes over the course of the game. After certain major events, so this is why I wanted to get her. But I want to buy the copper baton for Kat. That's gonna be her non-magical weapon for her to swap out to. And then, like I said, her inventory will change up later on. Okay, now let's go to Hans here. We want to buy 6 of these iron braces. Yeah, we're gonna buy a few items here to kind of beef ourselves up. So iron brace, because we can equip 2 accessories per character. So I want to buy a couple of dream jewels for sleep purposes. I want to buy a couple wisdom braces. I think I'll buy about 3. Yeah, I think I'll buy 3 of those. Don't really need the guts belt because I don't really need will boost. And then I want to buy quite a few turbo charges outside of just for selling for, because it raises our conditioner great, which will help us later on. So, and the ginsings, I want to buy a few of those. Just nothing crazy amount, just enough to have like a little bit of extra room, or and enough to use during certain fights and stuff like that. So, okay, now let's get rid of this charcoal. Don't need that. Let's see, dream jewels. Let's see what's. Yeah, I don't need this ring or warlock ring anymore, so I can sell those. Let's see, I don't think I need extra iron bands and stuff like that anymore. So, okay, well, I'll sell those later. Okay, before we call it an episode, I know this is a long episode. I want to show off one other thing. So, have you noticed this little wellhead? Let's check it out. Ooh, this is ominous music. What does this mean? Huh. Can I do anything? No. Well, you actually need to unlock... You need to see this room to unlock an NPC later on. Much later on. But, yeah, we want to check it out just to have that available. So, yeah, that'll be for much, much later. So, almost near the end of the game type of later. So, alright, the town has gotten bigger, and we've gotten ourselves prepped and ready to go with overflowing with cash. But will that cash be good enough to be able to go into Petta's fortress? Will we be forced to go out of our way for a silly reason? Find out next time in the next episode of Breath of Fire 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.